Hi there, Cancer, and welcome back to Bon Echo Tarot. I am here with a reading for this full moon that's going to be in Capricorn on Thursday, June 24th. Today is the 22nd, and it's the day when Mercury is going direct, and of course, yesterday was the solstice. So there's lots of activity happening right now. But in terms of coming out of Mercury retrograde, we're shifting out of one set of energies, and then this full moon is kind of like the gifts or the culmination of what you've been processing for the last few weeks. So for you, Cancer, Mercury retrograde was all about the subconscious. It was in your 12th house. So you may have been experiencing some self-doubt, clouded perspectives on a number of different things, and not really too clear on how you felt about things. Very mixed up kind of dynamic. So when it comes to this full moon, let's just see here, full moon in Capricorn for you, Cancer, is now you're taking everything that you've learned about all of those mixed up feelings, and it's coming into your 7th house of relationships. So this is going to be culminating as, you know, you finally gained some kind of clarity. The astrology is supporting Cancer in gaining clarity to bringing you a feeling of greater security, and also having the courage now, after all this clarity, to leave untenable, unworkable situations that may have been holding you back. So keeping that in mind, let's pull out the tarot and see what we have. Well, already, just looking at the bottom of the deck, left over, we have the Page of Cups. So the Page of Cups, for me lately especially, has come to signify authenticity and true, genuine availability emotionally to situations. You know, not anything too overbearing because it's just a page, but that's just kind of how it's felt for me. So let's see what the tarot has for you, Cancer. We're going to start out with the Four of Cups. So, you know, as you were processing mixed up feelings, there could have been, you know, a sense of why isn't, you know, why am I not being emotionally fulfilled by current circumstances? And because of that, there's actually a golden opportunity that you may not have seen through the fog of Mercury retrograde. Your obstacle or challenge is the King of Cups. So this could be a water sign. It could also, so that's a Cancer like yourself, Pisces or Scorpio. But it's also speaking to emotional availability. So maybe that's been a bit of a challenge for you through this process. Look at that. Five of Swords. So there may be arguments and fighting, battles with the people around you. In the recent past, we have the King of Pentacles. So that could be an earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn. It could also be that sense of security that maybe you felt in the past, but that Mercury kind of, you know, showed you the gaps where this isn't happening for you so much anymore. What's crowning the reading is the Two of Swords. So this is definitely a time when you just don't know how you feel, and so you don't know what to think, and you may be distracted by these battles that you're having with the people around you. Could be in relationships, could be at work. Okay, well, this is good news. So in your short-term future, we've got the Ace of Cups. So who did this come up for? Was it maybe Taurus or Gemini? But this is about self-love and a new beginning in terms of, you know, your perceptions of love and what it really means to you. And there you are, the Eight of Swords. I call this my quarantine card. So you may have been really restricted as a result of our global situation, or you're just kind of wrapped up in your thoughts because you can't get the clarity that you need. We've got the two of swords and the eight of swords. So, you know, you're really feeling challenged in order, you know, to sort of loosen your mind's hold over your emotions. Aha. In your environment, we've got the Wheel of Fortune. So things are going to be turning around, and I've been noticing generally with the readings that I've been doing lately is that, you know, this is yet another sweep out of old patterns and old situations that aren't working anymore. I don't know why I can't get comfortable on this chair right now. So, so that's awesome. And in your hopes and fears, you have the Fool card. So this could be an Aries somewhere in your life, but it could also be, you know, the desire to take a leap of faith. But because you've been challenged with your intuition and so on through this Mercury retrograde period, lacking clarity and so on, it's like, well, you know, how do I take a leap of faith when I don't even know what I'm thinking right now? Okay, so, and the final outcome card is the Hierophant. So this could be, you could be having difficulty making a decision about what you want to commit yourself to. And there also could be a Taurus. You've got the King of Pentacles in the recent past, and you've got the Hierophant as your outcome. So all of this deliberation could be you trying to figure out how you feel about an Earth sign or even a Taurus in your life. Page of Wands is you, Cancer. So Page of Wands could be a fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, but it could also be, you know, the desire to face the future with, you know, an open mind and a sense of excitement and a sense of inspiration, but you're just not feeling it yet. But, you know, the full moon may change all of that for you, Cancer. So let's see what we have. For the Four of Cups. Yeah, it's been, you know, it's definitely been a time of reflection. Mercury retrograde has definitely forced that. And look at that. We got the King of Cups. So, you know, this also could be a water sign or someone who has a lot of water or earth in their chart. So, you know, or maybe it's you in the desire to be a little bit more emotionally available in your relationships. Yeah, and, you know, getting out of the drama and moving into a much better situation, you know, somehow, you know, taking yourself out of this fog and bringing those that you want to remain close with you. So let's get another card on the King of Cups. We've got the Hierophant. I love the tarot. So there's your full circle. Okay? So I'm thinking that this really is about a relationship that's kind of stalled out, or, you know, has triggered something in you. You know, it could be the fear. It could be your fear of commitment. And, or, you know, your fear of being emotionally available, maybe based on past experiences. Or perhaps, you know, there's been some arguing through this Mercury retrograde period that that it's like made you question whether you can commit, whether this is a relationship that you want to commit to. Let's see what the Five of Wands is all about here. How bad are these arguments? Okay. This is the third card. I kid you not. what's clarifying? They're exactly the same card, folks. So yeah, there may have been arguments that made you seriously question whether this was a situation you still wanted to be a part of. If you find that this reading is resonating with you, Cancer, hit the like button for me. And you may want to also subscribe to my channel here on YouTube. I also find that going back in time, even though I'm not one of the more consistent YouTubers with tarot, it can be interesting to reflect on the past and the cycles that you've been evolving through. So you might want to check that out. But, I'm doing my best. It's getting a little easier to do. Yeah, there's something in the past that was really painful that had to do with an earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn, or possibly even someone who you thought you could depend on for your security has really let you down in some way. And for the oh no, not that one. For the Two of Swords, what is it that's, yeah, see, look at that. You got the Two of Cups. So it's like, do I love this person? Is it real? Is it the real deal? Because the Two of Cups, out of the entire tarot, I mean, sure, we've got the Lovers in the major arcana, but really the Two of Cups is the card that speaks most clearly about that kind of real love between two people. And you're just not sure. So we've got, over the Ace of Cups, we've got the Strength card. So while there may be a Leo involved in this situation, you also may have Leo in your chart. You're finding new strength as you learn how to love yourself on a much deeper level, where you really are forgiving yourself through this confusion and allowing your intuition and your heart to work together to see yourself in a better light so that you can offer yourself and be receptive or be able to discern as to what relationships are right for you. So yeah, this Eight of Swords has been clarified by the Four of Wands. So you might even be like shut in at home. You may have just shut yourself in entirely, done the classic Cancer thing and retreated into your shell for the duration of Mercury retrograde. So, and the environment is now changing around you. What is happening with this Wheel of Fortune? Oh, well, the changes are causing some anxiety. We've got the Nine of Swords. Let's see what else we can get for the Wheel of Fortune. Yeah, and then Temperance. So you may have Sagittarius around, but really it's this time is challenging you to remain patient as you work through these negative thought patterns and your frustrations around not having the clarity that you really want at this point in your life. So what about this Fool and the leap of faith, a new adventure of some kind? Yeah, you may be hoping for a message from someone that's going to launch this or give you reason to take this leap of faith. Because you're not reaching out. Oh, wow. So, clarifying the Hierophant, we have the Death card. So you could have a Scorpio or someone with Scorpio placements, or as a result of all of this ruminating and trying to figure out how you feel through the fog of Mercury retrograde in your 12th house, that it's kind of like you've transformed your perceptions around commitment and what that means to you. You've transformed old dogmatic thinking into something a little fresher. So, something that kind of, brings about more of a youthful approach And yeah, and I think that this clarity that you're going to get is because you've made a decision. And and you're going to communicate that if you haven't already. Let's get one more card. Yeah, because you have clarity. So all of this confusion and the fog of Mercury retrograde is doing what it set out to do, and that is bringing clarity to your relationships. So let's see, yeah, because there's been a lot of grief and a lot of sadness around this area of your life for a while, I think, Cancer. So let me pull a few of the Lenormand and see what else we can get to add to your story. Yeah, it's been a tough climb, but I think the worst is over. I think you've done the majority of the work that you need to do in order to feel more secure, where you're not second-guessing yourself, where you can actually trust your intuition to guide you. Yeah, because, this is a very significant part of your life. A very significant decision that you're making as you move forward. Well, and it's going to bring a lot of hope to your situation with the star. Also could bring a star-crossed lover. So, yeah, with the moon. So the moon is definitely going to be, this full moon is going to be a significant one for you, Cancer. It is your ruler. Cancer rules the moon, or the moon rules Cancer. So this is great. Awesome. So look at you. You hit the jackpot. Okay? There's something in your life that's making you feel especially abundant at this time. And, you just have to remind yourself to take baby steps. And everything should work out just fine. So, Cancer, I hope you enjoyed that reading. Join me over at TikTok if you haven't already. I am at bon.echo, and if you're looking for a private reading, you can find me at bonechotarot.com. Just pop me a message there, and we can set something up. I also have a special going on Mercury retrograde's shadow report. I think I may extend it for a day or two. So if you think that might be helpful to you in order to clarify the shadow work that you've been doing through Mercury retrograde, please feel free to pop me a message regarding that as well. Have yourself a great day, Cancer. We'll see you again.